Did you know that your breakfast might be silently destroying your health? Many people with diabetes believe they're making healthy choices in the morning. But without realizing it, they're spiking their blood sugar and increasing the risk of serious complications. If you've been feeling tired, dealing with glucose spikes, and struggling to control your diabetes, you might be making common morning mistakes that seem harmless but are actually sabotaging your health all day long. And the first one is something that many people think is healthy. One of the biggest reasons diabetes is so hard to manage is misinformation. Every day, we hear advice about eating healthy foods, following the right routines, and making smart choices. But what if those habits are actually making things worse? Millions of people with diabetes start their morning with fruit juice, whole wheat bread, or coffee with artificial sweeteners, thinking they're doing the right thing. But instead of stabilizing blood sugar, these choices often lead to sudden spikes, energy crashes, and increased insulin resistance. And the worst part? These blood sugar fluctuations don't just make you feel bad in the moment. Over time, they damage nerves, weaken the heart, and increase the risk of serious complications like blindness, kidney failure, and amputations. That's why today, we're exposing the 5 worst morning habits that could be silently destroying your diabetes control. Let's start with the first one. It seems harmless, right? After all, fruits are natural and packed with vitamins. So, a glass of fruit juice in the morning must be a healthy choice, right? Wrong. The truth is that fruit juices have an extremely high glycemic index. When you turn fruit into juice, you remove the fiber, leaving behind mostly sugar and water. This causes a rapid blood sugar spike, forcing your body to release a huge amount of insulin to bring it back down. Over time, this constant cycle of sugar spikes and crashes can make your insulin resistance worse, leading to more fatigue, weight gain, and even complications like nerve damage and vision problems. Many people drink orange juice thinking they're starting their day the right way. But did you know that a glass of orange juice can have as much sugar as a can of soda? The sugar enters your bloodstream even faster because there's no fiber to slow it down. So, what should you do instead? The best option is to eat whole fruits instead of drinking juice. Whole fruits contain fiber, which helps slow down sugar absorption and keeps your blood sugar stable. If you want a drink, try infused water or a smoothie with fiber-rich ingredients like chia seeds or leafy greens. Whole wheat bread sounds like a healthier choice than white bread, right? It's often marketed as a smart option for people with diabetes. But here's the truth, it can still cause dangerous blood sugar spikes. Even though whole wheat bread has more fiber than white bread, it still contains a lot of carbohydrates that quickly turn into sugar in your body. This means your blood sugar can rise rapidly, making it harder to keep your diabetes under control. Many diabetics start their morning with toast, believing they're making a responsible choice. But studies show that even whole wheat bread can spike blood sugar almost as fast as white bread. And the worst part? Most store-bought whole wheat bread is highly processed, stripping away the nutrients your body actually needs. This leads to a crash in energy, causing cravings, brain fog, and hunger just a few hours later. And if you're constantly reaching for snacks to fix this crash, you're unknowingly making it even harder to stabilize your glucose levels. So, what's a better alternative? Instead of regular whole wheat bread, opt for low-carb bread made from almond or coconut flour. You can also choose fiber-rich options like sprouted grain bread or simply swap bread for a protein-based breakfast, which keeps you full and helps regulate your blood sugar naturally. Coffee is a morning ritual for millions of people, and if you have diabetes, you probably try to avoid sugar by adding artificial sweeteners instead. That sounds like a smart move, right? Unfortunately, this habit might be doing more harm than good. Artificial sweeteners are marketed as a diabetes-friendly option because they have 0 sugar and 0 calories, but the truth is much more complicated. Studies show that certain artificial sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, and sucralose can actually disrupt gut bacteria, leading to insulin resistance and higher blood sugar levels over time. In other words, even though you're not consuming sugar, your body might still react as if you are, triggering glucose spikes and making it harder to control your diabetes. Another hidden danger of artificial sweeteners is their effect on cravings. When your brain detects something sweet, it expects real sugar to follow. But when that sugar never arrives, your body craves even more sweets later. This is why many people who rely on diet sodas or artificial sweeteners end up eating more carbs throughout the day without even realizing it. Instead of helping you cut down on sugar, these sweeteners might be pushing you toward unhealthy food choices that make diabetes worse. But if artificial sweeteners are bad, what should you use instead? A much safer option is stevia or monk fruit sweetener, which are natural and don't seem to disrupt insulin sensitivity. You could also try adjusting your taste buds to enjoy coffee without any sweeteners. After a few weeks, you'll likely start appreciating the natural flavor of coffee. If you need extra richness, adding a splash of unsweetened almond milk or cinnamon can give your coffee a flavorful boost without harming your blood sugar. If you've been using artificial sweeteners every morning, now is the time to reconsider. This small change can make a big difference in your overall health and glucose control. The goal isn't just to avoid sugar, it's to make choices that truly support your body in the long run. Skipping breakfast has become a popular trend, especially with the rise of intermittent fasting. Many people believe that avoiding food in the morning can help keep blood sugar levels steady and even promote weight loss. But for people with diabetes, this habit can actually have the opposite effect, leading to blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and energy crashes later in the day. When you wake up, your body has already gone several hours without food. During this time, your liver releases stored glucose to maintain your blood sugar levels. But if you skip breakfast, your body may overcompensate by releasing too much glucose, causing higher blood sugar levels than if you had eaten a balanced meal. This is why many diabetics experience unexpected glucose spikes in the late morning or early afternoon, even if they haven't eaten anything. Another major issue with skipping breakfast is that it throws your metabolism off balance. Your body expects food at certain times, and when you don't eat in the morning, it triggers stress hormones like cortisol, which can also raise blood sugar. Over time, this can make insulin resistance worse, making it even harder to control diabetes. Plus, skipping breakfast often leads to stronger cravings later in the day, causing people to reach for unhealthy snacks or overeat at lunch. But what if you don't feel hungry in the morning? The key is to start small and choose foods that support stable blood sugar. Instead of forcing yourself to eat a large meal, you can try something light but nutrient-dense, like a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt with chia seeds, or a boiled egg with avocado. These foods provide protein, healthy fats, and fiber, which help regulate blood sugar and keep you full without causing sudden spikes. If you've been skipping breakfast in hopes of improving your blood sugar, it might be time to rethink that strategy. Instead of avoiding food completely, focus on eating the right foods in the morning to give your body the fuel it needs. This simple change can help you avoid energy crashes, reduce cravings, and keep your blood sugar levels more stable throughout the day. Exercising is one of the best things you can do to manage diabetes, but working out without eating first can be a serious mistake, especially if you're diabetic. Many people believe that fasted workouts help burn more fat, but for diabetics, exercising on an empty stomach can lead to dangerous blood sugar drops, fatigue, and even fainting. When you exercise, your muscles use glucose for energy. If you haven't eaten, your body has to rely on stored glucose from the liver. But for diabetics, this process doesn't always work efficiently. Instead of gradually releasing glucose, your body might struggle to keep up, causing a sudden blood sugar crash, hypoglycemia. This can lead to dizziness, weakness, confusion, and in extreme cases, fainting or even hospitalization. Another problem is that fasted exercise can increase cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone that raises blood sugar. So, while you might expect your blood sugar to drop, your body could react by pushing it even higher, leading to unpredictable glucose swings that make diabetes harder to control. This is why some diabetics feel exhausted or shaky after a workout, even if they didn't exercise for very long. So, what should you eat before working out? The key is to choose a small, balanced meal that provides energy without spiking your blood sugar. Good options include a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt with berries, a boiled egg, or half a banana with peanut butter. These foods provide protein and healthy fats, which help sustain energy levels without causing a blood sugar roller coaster. If you've been exercising on an empty stomach, it's time to adjust your routine. By eating a small, balanced snack before your workout, you'll maintain steady energy, avoid blood sugar crashes, and get better results from your exercise routine. Taking care of your body before a workout is just as important as the workout itself. If you've realized that you've been making one or more of these mistakes, you're not alone. The truth is, most diabetics have been misled by so-called healthy habits that actually make blood sugar control worse. And it's not your fault. Doctors, nutrition labels, and even health influencers often promote advice that isn't truly designed for people with diabetes. But here's something powerful to think about: small changes lead to big results. Many people believe that diabetes control requires extreme diets, expensive supplements, or exhausting workout routines. But in reality, it all starts with simple daily habits, the kind of habits that shape your blood sugar levels, energy, and long-term health without requiring drastic sacrifices. Take, for example, a woman named Lisa. Lisa had been struggling with diabetes for years. She thought she was making smart choices, drinking orange juice every morning, eating whole wheat toast, and skipping breakfast when she wasn't hungry. But her blood sugar kept spiking, and no matter what she tried, she felt tired, frustrated, and out of control. One day, she decided to change just one habit. She swapped her morning fruit juice for whole fruits with protein. Within a week, she noticed fewer energy crashes. That small success motivated her to eat a real breakfast instead of skipping it. Soon, she was making better food choices all day long, and for the first time in years, her blood sugar stayed stable without constant highs and lows. Lisa's story proves one thing: you don't have to be perfect, you just have to start. Fixing just one of these habits can set off a chain reaction, making diabetes easier to manage and allowing you to feel like yourself again. The question is, which habit will you change first? Many people hear this kind of advice and think, it's not that serious. They assume that small habits, like drinking fruit juice or skipping breakfast, don't really have a big impact. But here's the hard truth: every single choice you make either brings you closer to health or pushes you toward complications. Over time, these bad morning habits can lead to insulin resistance, nerve damage, vision problems, kidney failure, and even amputations. Many diabetics don't realize the damage is happening until it's too late. They ignore the signs: fatigue, dizziness, brain fog, until one day, they end up in the hospital. And here's the worst part: by the time most people feel the damage, it's already been happening inside their body for years. High blood sugar silently destroys blood vessels and nerves, increasing the risk of strokes, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. Think about this: how many diabetics do you know who regret not taking their health more seriously sooner? How many people have said, if I had just made a few changes earlier, I wouldn't be in this situation now? But you don't have to wait for things to get worse. You have the power to act now. These mistakes are 100% fixable, and the sooner you start, the more damage you can prevent. The choice is simple: ignore the problem and risk serious complications, or take control today and change the future of your health. If you've made it this far, it means one thing: you care about your health, and you're ready to take control. You now understand how these 5 morning habits could be silently harming you. But here's the most important question: what are you going to do about it? You have 2 choices. Backhand index pointing right: you can ignore everything and keep struggling with energy crashes, unstable blood sugar, and the constant fear of complications. Backhand index pointing right, or, you can take action today and start making small, powerful changes that will protect your health, improve your energy, and help you feel like yourself again. And you don't have to do this alone. That's exactly why we created Diabetes Under Control, Self-Care Strategies for a Better Life. This ebook is a step-by-step guide that walks you through the most effective self-care strategies for stabilizing your blood sugar, avoiding dangerous spikes, and finally getting back your energy and confidence. Inside, you'll discover white heavy checkmark, the best foods to keep your blood sugar stable all day long. White heavy checkmark, simple morning routines that actually support diabetes control. White heavy checkmark, how to avoid hidden dangers in common, healthy foods. White heavy checkmark, and much more. Every small change you make today brings you one step closer to a healthier, more controlled life. And the best part? You don't need to follow extreme diets, spend hours in the gym, or give up the foods you love. You just need the right strategy, and that's what this ebook gives you. Hit the link to grab your copy is in the first pinned comment. Click now and start taking back control of your diabetes before it's too late. Your future self will thank you.